Hello and welcome to a new week of, next week we're moving back on board. It's been 5 weeks, it's like that. It's a lot of weeks. Yeah. Let's go to the boat. Oh well, that's looking messy. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how we're supposed to move back on board next week. Deep breath, deep breath. It's all good. So I was really hoping that by the time the pirate would be back on the boat, it would just be a matter of cleaning up the space to move back on board. I think that maybe that was a little optimistic.
We need another 5 days.
No. So yesterday Ryan came back home and told me that he had cleaned up everything. And so this morning we went to Home Depot, bought a few cleaning supplies, and we are going to deep clean Polyseal and make her ready for us to move back on board. Pretty excited to see how it looks. The cockpit looks very different. Normally it's like crowded here when I come. Oh wow! Oh my god!
It's way different.
That is very different.
If I would have had a dumpster, I could have gotten that off and it would have looked totally different.
So we've been living on board Polyseal for the last 5 years. This is going to be our 6th year. And in the last 5 years, you know, you don't really notice it. It kind of happens gradually, but everything starts to get a little bit cruddy, a little bit gross, a little bit smelly. We were at the storage locker earlier today where we stored all of that thing. At the minute I opened the box, I was like, oh, none of that is going back on board. So what we're gonna do this year is we're gonna do a soft move. I'm gonna remove a lot of the old things, and I'm gonna give you a little tour of, you know, what I had before, what worked, why I'm replacing it, and what I'm gonna be replacing it with. Hopefully it's gonna be easy to move back on board. It's gonna be fun, it's gonna be nice. But for now we need to deep clean the entire boat. We're probably gonna be living on board Polyseal for another, I would say, a couple of years until we have Polyseal number 2, which who knows what that's gonna look like. A lot of the stuff that we have gathered over the years is going to go. Some of the, you know, more function-oriented things, such as, you know, the bedding, some of my kitchenware, that is going to be replaced. And I also want to redecorate a bit, give Polyseal a bit of a new vibe. Because comfort is so important, right? It's so underrated. Nobody tells you that when you move on board, it's going to become your house and you need to be comfortable in your house. Tomorrow, I believe, Ryan and I are gonna go to IKEA. Probably also gonna go to Target. Yeah, I know. I'm that person. I go to Target. I love Target. And I'm gonna buy a lot of that stuff. And Barnacle is so excited to be at the boat today. We should have taken you to daycare, Barnacle, huh? You're not super thrilled to be here. So Ryan is just filling up the water tanks, and yeah, we'll get going. So one of the first things that I want to do is to remove a lot of those stickers, because they have gotten moldy and a little gross over time. And it just doesn't look very fresh. So we're gonna take that off. So there were like a few things that I really enjoyed from this collection. This was a little drawing from Johnny, who was, I think, 6 years old back in 2020 when we met him. And that was, I think this is our boat. And then the little fishies under our boat, because we like fishing. And well, it got a little bit moldy. This is for when we try to explain to the visitors of our boat where Des Moines is. You know, that's where Ryan is from. This one I want to keep. It's from a little girl called Sadie who lives in Malta, and this is the traditional Maltese lace, and I think I'm gonna frame this. This one I really want to keep because it's really gorgeous. It's beautiful. But it's time to make space for new things, new adventures, and it looks also a little bit cleaner. What do you think? So this little space here behind the settee is where I store some of the kitchen equipment that I do not use on a daily basis. So we have a food processor, we have our vacuum sealer, and I used to have a pasta machine, but the pasta machine has rusted. So I don't think that we're gonna keep it. I think that this is sadly going to be, I don't know. Can you save a rusty pasta machine? So I want to show you how 5 years on a boat have done to the vacuum sealing machine. I mean, look at how beat up it is. It's still very functional, but it's definitely had a life. This is not something that I use all the time. Actually, we mostly use it when we do ocean passages, and we're not really planning to do that this year, so I'm gonna keep it. It's gonna be beat up, it's fine. But you, little pasta machine, I think that your time has come. Scales on the boat are a little difficult because the electronic ones, the support on which they stand needs to be steady, which a boat by definition is not. So it's very difficult to have an electronic scale on the boat. So this is a mechanical scale, and it looks gross. It's time to get a new one. You've brought me a lot of joy, little scale. This is a portable camping gas stove that we used to have just in case. 6 years, we've never used it. Say goodbye. Okay, you guys, next we are tackling the cabinet of death. It is going to be a doozy. The cabinet of death is called this way because it goes all the way from the middle of the boat to the hull. It's huge, it's very, very deep, and that is where kitchen equipment goes to die. So today we're gonna see what is in fact dead and what should be resuscitated. This, keep. This is rusty. It's like cheap IKEA pots, can also replace. Those are a keep. Those are really nice. This is tempered glass, it's super solid, and it's both functional, but also can be used as bowls to put chips. Those are great. Ooh, this is very interesting. Okay, so this is an arm mixer, I believe is what it's called. This is great. This is the #1 thing that you should have on a boat. It's great to make soups, to make stews. It can make guacamole, hummus. I do so much with my arm mixer. This is a very cheap French one. I think this one was like, maybe I paid 10 bucks for it. I upgraded it to a really nice one, and I cannot wait to use it instead. Ooh, oh, ooh. This is the kitchen mixer. Also has taken a massive beating. I mean, look at this thing is dying. But it's also super convenient to have. When I bake, I use it a lot. So I'm gonna clean it up and save her. Okay, oh my god, they are my nemesis. Okay, so those are floppy lids for pots, and I have a love-hate relationship with them. Today it's going to be a hate relationship because I'm throwing them away. They are not that practical. They get greasy and gross very easily. They catch all the dust, and now they look absolutely terrible. So those I'm going to throw away. Serving tray. Super useful. Same thing, tempered glass, service tray. I use that for a lot of things. So this I'm going to keep. Maybe I even upgrade. Maybe I buy myself a good one. Okay, this is when it gets bad. Oh, I hate this cabinet. Oh God. Am I the only one to find that matching Tupperware boxes with their lids is hell on earth? Do I like you?
Oh God.
Do I want to keep you?
Please keep me.
I think the answer is no.
Oh God. No.
These are my pots and pans. Those are from Tefal. It's a French brand. They're called Tefal Ingenico, I don't remember. Puff. And there you go, you have a full pot. This is a system that I really like. It's very convenient and easy to use. The only bummer with it is that I can only find those pots or those handles in France. That's the only problem. And also I find that the Teflon at the bottom of the pan tends to go away. As you can see here, you see there is a little scratch in the middle of this pot. It's probably time for a replacement. So next time I go to France, I'll buy myself a new pot. But this we're definitely gonna keep. These things that I use to protect my pots and pans, those are going. They are very stinky and very disgusting. So this is a goodbye. Okay, you guys, this is when this endeavor becomes painful because I now have to dive at the back of this cabinet of death. Oh, great. More lids. Oh, look at that. That one is like melted. Oh my God, I hate this. Why? In the meantime, Barnacle is enjoying her life of absolutely
massage right now.
not having to work. She's getting a little leg massage. Oh, it's so hard working on the boat, Barnacle. So hard.
This is a lot, and my head hurts.
Oh no.
But it's okay. We keep plugging away. Faster we get done, faster we can go home and sleep.
I am going to clean the inside of this cabinet because it smells so bad, and I'm only putting back what I want. What's coming back in the boat.
These were supposed to be heavy-duty trash bags.
Okay. There's more stuff that needs to go in there.
No, there's not, because this is going to break.
Okay. Well, that worked well. Here we have all of the porcelain, we have the glasses, and all of this is IKEA tempered glass. It's super cheap. You can buy it anywhere in the world. It doesn't break. It's perfect. Same thing with those. Those are stackable stem tempered glass white wines that are great. And behind we have regular glasses, also from IKEA, also tempered glass, and shard glass from our friends on the OT. They were a gift when we met them at the Annapolis Book Show. They were great. Here is probably where I want to do the most changes. So those things, the hydro flasks, I'm gonna keep, but I'm not gonna keep them here. This is my AeroPress. It's a great way to make coffee on the boat. I like it. I'm gonna keep that. The hydro flask. Oh my God, Ryan, like I never realized that we have this like collection of hydro flasks. This I don't use anymore. I'm gonna throw it away. Do you remember when that sail was nice and crisp and white? Nice.
Okay. All right.
Starting to look like something. There's about 2 weeks that have elapsed. The past week have been used to fixing, troubleshooting, and the boat was a mess for another week. So as a result of having a bunch of problems and delays, one of them being the toilet, the boat smelled really bad. I had sewage in the bilge, which was absolutely awful. And I cleaned the bilge and I used a product called a marine choker, which you leave in the boat for 24 hours to act, and it destroys all the bacteria that produce the smell. And this is my first time being on the boat since we used that. The boat doesn't smell anything. It's like there is a trace of the product. It does smell like a tiny little bit of chlorine, but overall, I am so pleased. It smells normal. It smells okay. There is no bad smell in the boat. So I'm really happy with it. So now my job is going to be to clean the kitchen. And yesterday, Ryan and I were at IKEA, where we bought a whole bunch of new things for the boat. Sheets, towels, some new cushions, a little bit of decoration. And we're gonna make the boat cozy for us to move back on board. All right, let's do this. Where do I even start with this? Okay, so for the longest of time, this cabinet in the galley was the bane of my existence. See, this is the cabinet that I have open when I cook. I put a lot of condiment and spices, but also all of my utensils here. First off, it's jam-packed. It's not practical, it's not convenient, but also it's starting to look really gross and ratty, and that's including the utensils themselves. Oh, and look, here's another one. Exact same thing. I can't even take it out. So this year I want to do a bit better with this cabinet because I use it so often, and here's how I'm gonna do it. So first off, obviously, we clean. This cabinet has had oils and a bunch of things that have left a lot of really greasy and gross marks over the years. Second thing is, I think I'm gonna sort through this keep what I want to keep, clean up what I want to keep, and just throw away the rest because, oh my god, I mean, look at that. Would you want to eat with this? No, me neither. Ah! Oh, that's disgusting. Ah, ooh. Oh. No. No. Oh shit. I guess I can salvage that. Oh. Oh no. Oh. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh. What the hell? I don't know why there's water in this. It's disgusting. Ugh. All right. Ah, no, that's too tall. Please tell me that it's... Nah, it's fine. That's better. I'll take the improvement. All right, and the second thing that I bought to improve this cabinet situation is a Lazy Susan. I don't even know the name of that thing in French or in Swedish. But I just know that it's called a Lazy Susan. And so my hope is that it will make anything that we store in this cabinet just a little bit more accessible. Then look, ta-da-ta-ta. So great. Up! Yay!
So just got this package, which I've been waiting for a while, from Capelle and Ant.
Repeat that.
From Capelle and Ant.
Capelle och annat.
Oh, Capelle och Annat. You wouldn't know I lived in Sweden for 12 years. These guys made our original enclosure and spray hood and everything, and they did it without coming to our boat. They just had a Beneteau 40 template, and they sent it to us, and we put it up. We put 25,000 plus miles on all this stuff, and well, you can see. All of the stitching on this, for the most part, has been restitched by either Sophie, me, or random people throughout the planet. You can see here, like there's a gaping hole here. Clear vinyl on here after it's been exposed to the sun a lot can get a bit milky, which as you see here. And normally you can replace that, but what we've done is we've restitched this so many times that it just won't really work anymore, and we'd added some buttons ourselves for some covers. And then this winter when it was cold, I stepped on one of them and put a hole through it, so.
And now there's many holes. But yeah, it's time for a new one, huh?
It's all just ripping, and we have to take it down like once a month and restitch parts of it. So yeah, it's time.
So the spray hood, the bimini, and the full enclosure was the first big expense that we had for Polysteel back in 2016 when we bought her. It was the price of a car, really, because we also replaced all the stainless steel and the structure to hold it. And we never really appreciated how great it was to work with them, and because literally we had no experience when we bought it. But now that we've been traveling around and seen a lot of other people ordering their canvas, we have so much more appreciation for how great they are to work with. And so this year we had been in touch with them to order our new set of spray hoods and bimini. We're actually going to keep the wall of the enclosure because they're still good. And they were like, you know what, you guys, we'll just send it to you. And it was really great. So thank you so much, Capelle och Annat. It's been great working with you. I really appreciate you.
They were working pretty much exclusively in Sweden and the Nordics. And their website was in Swedish, although Google Translate was great. And so that's how we got connected. But now I've found out that they have decided to expand throughout Europe. So they're actually going to start an English website. So people in Germany and France and, well, even in the US can go. And I thought the value was pretty good compared to what prices are here in the East Coast.
Oh, here's a person. Oh, hi.
And here's a diver. No worries.
So if you need new canvas for your boat and you live in Europe, you should absolutely check them out. We've had great experiences with them, and chances are that if you have a production boat, they're probably going to have a template for your particular boat. And they do great stuff. We've been very happy with ours. Nice. Okay, so we are 3 weeks after this video starts, and we've moved back on board, and Ryan is finally chilling. Is it a good life, Ryan?
Oh. Yeah, it's a pretty good life right now. Barnes was licking her butt.
Is it a good life, Barnacle? Oh yeah, it's very hard. Oh, it's very hard. Oh. Okay, do you want to help me tell the good people of YouTube about all the amazing things that we've done on the boat?
Okay. Should we start out here?
In our trash?
In our trash.
Oh, hi. All right. Welcome aboard, everybody. Look at that. The boat looks so good. Okay, so we moved last week and it was chaotic. It was not very fun. And I didn't really film ourselves moving. I figured that it would have a lot more value if I showed you what we have done to the boat to make her liveaboard ready, rather than having you watch me lift boxes. Because trust me when I say that was not entertaining. What do you think, Ryan? Was it entertaining? Did you enjoy moving?
No.
I think we can start with the galley because that's probably where I made the most changes. So one thing that is really painful on a boat sometimes is wiring new stuff. And I had been asking Ryan for a lamp for like years. I could have wired it myself, but I guess, well, I did not do that, did I? So one day I was like, F this, and I bought this lamp on Amazon, which it has 3 different strengths. It's a touch lamp and it is USB rechargeable. And so all I did here was to stick a little base with some double-sided tape. It comes with that. And with that, I have light in the galley, which is super handy. I have recommended this lamp to everybody who has a boat and it's awesome. You can stick it everywhere. Another thing that I did really well, that I got a ton of shit for, when was that? 6 years ago when I first installed it, is our double knife magnet. And a lot of people thought that the knives would be falling everywhere and that it would become a hazard, but it's been really good. I wouldn't do 1 magnet, you do 2. And in 6 years, in all the different sea conditions that we've encountered, we've never had an issue, never had a problem. It looked really ruddy and rusty because it had been spending 6 years on the boat. But I bought those knife magnets at IKEA and I didn't even need to change the structure. All I needed to do was to change the magnet itself. Super easy, loved it, awesome. Nothing has changed here and I don't think that anything has changed here. Yeah, this is not perfect.
Nothing's changed.
Ugh. Some other changes that I've made are in the cabinet of death. And there used to be a lot of stuff in there and I have emptied so much and now look at that. One thing that I really like about the cabinet of death now is that you can see in it. Yay! So pretty much the same that I did for over my galley, I have done in the cabinet of death. It is USB rechargeable and it makes it so much easier to see what is going on in there. My calendar used to be this big bulky green thing. Instead I bought a flat one that is, do you call that retractable?
Yeah.
All right, it's retractable, so it's flat. It's easier to stow away, easier to access. We love that. Boop. All right. Okay, so continuing with the salon, there's a lot of things that disappeared here. So all of our cushions and my throws and everything that decorated the space got moldy and in a way that was not salvageable. So I've replaced all of our cushions and pillows. I haven't taken the tags off yet. Should do that. One thing that I have done is to protect our upholstery with some Scotch-Brite. So those 2 cushions here are the ones that take the biggest beating because when you come in from the companionway, this is where you're gonna put stuff. When you sit here, you're gonna put your feet here and vice versa. And so usually those 2 cushions are the ones that are the dirtiest. And as you can see, they're beige. So what I asked our upholsterer to do is to create covers for the cushions that can be easily removed and that are the same color. Haha! And so what it does is that it makes those two covers very easy to clean up. And I know that with Sunbrella fabric, you're not necessarily supposed to do that, but literally, I do not care. I just want to have an easy way to clean those two specific cushions without having to spot clean all the time. So I've been really happy with that. The only thing that I would do different is that I would do the same thing for this one, because now this cover is really clean and this one is a little more, you can see the dirt, but it's okay, it's fine. So one thing that we did, and it's both for Barnacle but also for us, is that I added a rug here. And this is a cheap rug that I bought from rugsusa.com. It's more comfortable for Barnacle to walk on. It's actually more comfortable for us to walk on. It's actually quite nice to have a rug here. And I was happy to find one that had dimensions that fit the space. Another novelty on board this year is this little handheld wet dry vac. How do you call that? Yeah. I don't know. We used to have a tiny little what was it called? A dust buster, okay. And it worked for the most part, but this one can do both wet and dry, and it also has this little pipe that you can go in the corners with. This is great. This has been awesome. We've loved that thing. And well, Ryan's entire tools system is from DeWalt.
Yeah.
DeWalt. And so it's just battery powered. It's been really good. Okay, but by far the absolute best improvement in the head this year is the head itself. It's our toilet. So we went from our compact, tiny, disgusting, cruddy, old manual toilet to this brand new state-of-the-art Japsco E2 Quiet Flush. It is the new version of the Japsco Quiet Flush. Essentially what it does is you can install the pump, you can rotate the pump around the base so that the installation is a little bit easier. And most important, the macerator is accessible. So if anything happens to the pump, all you do is remove this cover, you're one click away from disconnecting the pump, and so you can troubleshoot your toilet. We haven't had any issue with the toilet, apart from that time when I fucked up the installation and there was some calcification in the pipe and created a leak and I had sewage in the bilge. It was bad. But no problem. And every morning, I am so happy that I can flush at the press of a button. I love you, Quiet Flush. All right, so next to the bathroom, we have our bedroom / cabin, however you want to call that. That's where we sleep. So here in the cabin, we did a few things that have absolutely changed our lives. Last year, when we had the upholstery redone, we got a mattress made. The way that our bed was made is that we had cushions on the wood. And at the very last minute before we departed from Stockholm 5 years ago, I drove to IKEA and bought a mattress that turned out to be way too big. Subsequently, we slept in a taco for 6 years. It also got really old really fast, it got moldy, it got stinky, and this year we were like, we need a new mattress. So we got the new upholstery from last year. We went to IKEA, bought a new mattress topper, this time at the right size. We also bought a new blanket because our old blanket died in St. Martin. In an effort to go clean up all of our textiles on board, Ryan one day went to the laundromat in St. Martin, and when time came to dry the laundry, dry the blanket, turned out there was a pen in the dryer. Yes. So for 3 years, we slept in a blanket that had tons of pen stains. Let's go in the V-berth. So the V-berth has not changed much, except that I've cleaned it up. Normally it does not look like this. Normally this is a pit, this is a mess. Probably as soon as we're done with this video, it's gonna return that way. I don't want you to think that this is normal. What I did this year is that I invested in a lot of baskets, both hard-sided baskets and soft-sided baskets. I really like the soft-sided basket in places where the angles are a little bit round and I can squish them. So this is where I store my hairdryer and my products. And I really love the hard-sided baskets for those shelves that are pretty shallow and where I want to be able to stow away a little more stuff. So this is all of our filmmaking equipment with our batteries, the drones, the tripods, the cables, etc., etc. It's made a big difference in how the boat looks and feels. It feels a little more tidy. It feels a lot less cluttered. 10 out of 10. So this is how I organized the living quarters. But Ryan has also done a lot of work that make the boat really comfortable this year. And here, Ryan.
So the biggest improvement I think I did on the boat was we added in a parallel AC electrical system. So this boat, being from Europe, has a European electrical system. That means that when we buy appliances at the store, like the vacuum cleaner or the kettle, they are 220 volts. And in the United States, we sell 110 volt stuff. And normally that would be fine. A lot of cruising boats come through and they just work with it. But we may be here for a while and we have appliances that are both 110 and 220. So I decided to put in two systems, and that allows us to charge on the dock, charge the batteries up, but also to plug in the appliances. So now we have some outlets that are the American appliances. These are the 110 volt. And then we have some here that are the European ones, which would be 220 volt. So larger boats will typically have these systems. We're a much smaller boat, so we're like equipped like a 60-foot cruiser.
And we're only 40.
And we're only 40, but it allows us to like just easily, like we needed to buy some new fans for the boat. We could easily just go to Target, buy them, and not worry about the voltage or the plugs or anything like that. So that's probably the biggest thing I did to the boat.
So overall, this season, it feels like Polyseal is getting a fresh start. It feels great. It feels amazing to be back on board. You know, I had a bit of anxiety moving back on board because, you know, the last couple of years had been so difficult, and I felt the weight of the clutter and just decluttering, and, you know, the boat smells fresh. Everything feels very calming. I just love the feel of the boat. Barnacle is having a great start on board, so it's going to be a really fun season, and yeah. If you like this video because one day you also want to live on board and you want to go on a sailing adventure, but you don't really know where to start, you should check out our course about how to get started in the sailing life. It's the best course out there because that's the resource that we wanted to have 8 years ago when we knew nothing about sailing, and there was so much to learn. So we put together a course that touches on all of different aspects of the sailing life, not only the technicalities such as sailing, but also some of the more soft skills aspects like living on board, safety, seamanship, how to build up experience, etc., etc. I'm going to put the link in the description below. I'll put a lot of links in the description below today. A new video of our sailing adventure that has finally started again. And it's great. All right. Have a great day. Bye.